Good evening. Welcome to the June 8th, 2015 meeting of the Board of Selectmen. Can I please have, is there a motion approving the regular board minutes from May 27th?
So moved. Second.
Moved by Paul, second by Pat. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is there a motion to approve the executive minutes from May 27th?
So moved.
2015? Second by Phyllis. All in favor?
Aye.
Is there any public participation?
None, Madam
None.
Chair.
Okay, seeing none, we will move on. I'd like to call Chief Smith up to the table with Lieutenant Calabrese. Chief, why don't you take it?
Good evening. It's a good night to be here tonight. I'm very proud. I have a couple of announcements I'd like to share with you. Let's see, do you want to?
No, please proceed, Chief.
Okay. Before I get to why Lieutenant Calabrese is here, I'm sure you all know, I have some information, and I'm honored and privileged to be able tonight that Kelly Tobine, who everybody knows is a school resource officer down at the Galvin School, was nominated and won the Molly Award, which is the Massachusetts Association of Women in Law Enforcement, and she won it for community service. This is a great award. It's an award that involves a lot of work and whatnot, but where she won it for community, by the way, she's the state winner, where she won it is all about Kelly Tobine. What she won it for was not only the work she does with our students and our kids and the work she does in the town of Wakefield with her mental health first aid programs that she runs, all on her own, by the way. It's also for the work she does in her private life. For those who don't know, Kelly, the dog, Mac, is a service dog, and she works at the Hogan Center up in Danvers, working with disabled adults. And there's a video out there called the Hogan Experience that we've talked about before. If you Google it or you go online and YouTube it, you will see it. It's 11 minutes long. It's a very, very moving video on what Kelly does with Mac in trying to make the lives of those who are less fortunate than us better. So from everything she does in town, in addition to what she does in her private life, which demonstrates to us here, that is Kelly. That is Kelly's DNA. A nomination was drafted up by Lieutenant Calabrese, was sent in to Molly, and we got word this morning that she was nominated to win that award, and she'll be presented that award next Thursday, the 18th, at the Hellenic Center over in Brooklyn. It'll be a great night for the department. It'll be a great night for Kelly and her family and her close friends, and I'm very, very proud to have that opportunity to share that with you tonight. Additionally, everybody knows we have our crisis intervention team, and due to the hard work of Lieutenant Calabrese and his leadership, the program has taken off and been a statewide recognized program. We have a non-sworn officer, Jennifer Wachowski, who's a clinician, who works with our personnel. She works for Elliott Human Services. She has an office in our building, a desk in our building, and works with our officers, goes out on patrols, works with our the incidents that require some intervention on the mental health side. She was also nominated as a civilian, and although she did not win the award, she has won special recognition. So also on the 18th, we'll go in and recognize good work. Had it not been for Jennifer, and I don't know where Lieutenant dug her up, but I'm certainly happy that we have her on board. It's been a great partnership, and the community of Wakefield, the people that live, work, pray here, I think have seen a better quality of life because of the hard work, devoted work of what these two women do each and every day. And this is not a program where they were assigned anything. This is them. This is their persona. So I'm very proud to share that with you. Now the lead-in, that being the lead-in. Tonight it's my intent to seek confirmation and approval of elevating Lieutenant McKay. Lieutenant, you're one shiny and I blow it. Lieutenant Calabrese to the position of deputy chief. As you know, when Lieutenant McKay was here, he became our deputy chief, and he did a great job. We didn't fill the job. We had a lot of things going on. We were 7 personnel short. We had a lot of hiring to do. We had a lot of promotions and moving around of personnel, so we decided not to really move on it right away until we got the department settled. I sent to the board a rather long document about what the new deputy chief will do, his assignments, his responsibility, and what I certainly expect him to do, and pretty much what he expects of me. So it's a partnership, and Lieutenant has done yeoman's work. I came here 11 years ago, and I met Lieutenant Calabrese. He came on the department as a patrol officer in 1999. In 2005, it was a great honor to see him promoted to sergeant, and in 2009, he was promoted to the rank of lieutenant. And he, as he stands here now, he's the second in command of the department. Quite frankly, does all the work. But he was also in the 241st session of the FBI National Academy, which he graduated from. Made a lot of friends down there, made a lot of contacts, and brought back a lot of cutting-edge material, ideas, where to go. He's helped us. In fact, he ran the certification program. He has taken that to the max. In fact, we were recertified twice now because of under his leadership and his good work. In addition to that, he's helped. He helps me every year with the budget. He's a numbers guy. He's a great personality. He's a family guy, well respected in the department, not only as a lieutenant and as a police officer, but as a confidant to the personnel. He works very well with the unions. He works great with the community. So it is my hope and my intent that the lieutenant will receive your confirmation, become the next deputy chief of the Wakefield Police Department.
Any comments?
Would you like a motion, Madam Chairman?
Certainly.
I would move to reconfirm the appointment of Lieutenant Calabrese to the position of deputy chief upon the chief's recommendation.
Moved by Betsy, second by Pat. Discussion.
I think it may have been discussed at our last meeting and I wasn't here, but just talk about the removing the position from civil service real quick. I think I get the gist of it, right? It becomes a non-union employee, their loyalties are no longer divided. Is that the kind of the essence of it?
Yes, in 2009, we filed a bill with the legislature because we're a civil service department, and there is a civil service rank of deputy chief, we filed a bill with the legislature to approve the removal of that position only in the town of Wakefield from the strictures of civil. Having done that, it certainly eliminates a lot of problems that I have as a manager. The other piece is that the lieutenant will be out of the union. He'll be out of the superior officers union. As it is now, it's divided loyalties. He works very hard on the administration side, but he's also in the union, which puts him between the union and management when and if those issues arise. So what we did with Deputy McKay at that point was the position came out of the union, it came out of civil service, and that allows us to really build and form a management team that eliminates any bias from one side or the other and allows the deputy to do his job without any interference from either side. So that's why we did it. It took a lot of work, took a lot of time. This board agreed with it. Obviously, the legislature agreed with us and wrote the bill for us. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. Thanks.
Steve?
Actually, it was this board and town meeting that agreed with it, to town meeting action. So I just want to congratulate Deputy Chief Calabrese. He's been a pleasure to work with, and really, I am very lucky, and I tell this to my managers all around, and I tell to everybody that we have a great police department. From the top to the new recruits, it is class, it's accredited. We don't have the issues that some communities have with how their police department is run. And I think of the new programs that this board has supported, we used to call it the Silver Plan years ago.
Right.
This board was very supportive of the CIT program. That's making a real difference in people's lives. And the respect that Wakefield receives from the surrounding communities, not only the mayors and managers, but the, as well, is just, it's just outstanding. And part of what I like about this is succession planning. This is the department is continuing. In the chief's memo, he says that the public has a right to know who's in charge when the chief isn't here. And he's not here all the time. No one can be. But this is a big step forward. So I want to congratulate the chief, number one, for going forward with this, and for Lieutenant Calabrese, now Deputy Chief. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
May I just say one last thing, and I always bring this up when Craig comes in. I think when he made lieutenant, I did, many years ago, I gave Craig his high school diploma. And it was many, many more pounds ago for me, too, if I may say, because he picked me up and twirled me around. I have a picture of it. So to see you come from that day when you graduated from high school to reach this position, I think it's wonderful. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I'll just chime in on what Betsy had to say too. And, you know, the chief runs a great department. We hear all over the nation, all these problems with police departments. We hear the opposite. We hear the progressive things you guys work on, you know, outreach to the mental health community and learning new ways to do business, best practices, and the whole accreditation thing. You represent the town very well. I'm excited that we have a succession plan. You know, it's a great organization that plans for the future, and, you know, we see that firsthand, and day-to-day and long-term, this department is first class, so congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Madam Chair? One thing I neglected, it slipped my mind, that we currently are almost wrapping up the ALICE program in Wakefield. And the ALICE program, as I explained in one other meeting, is an innovative way of dealing with violence in the schools. And not every community has the ALICE program. Not every community subscribes to the idea of ALICE. Lieutenant Calabrese has taken that program and excelled and brought it through not only the town of Wakefield, but also the vocational school. We've gone through, almost completed all of the schools in Wakefield. He's taken this on as a personal project to make sure that our kids are safe, and that our kids will be safe, and they understand what is really going on out there in the world, as well as their parents. He's made that perfectly clear that what we do as a department, what they do as students, teachers, and parents are going to impact the safety of our children. And Lieutenant Calabrese, his name is all over this, his DNA is all over it, and we're very lucky to have someone like the lieutenant who has taken this personally and built this program throughout our schools. And it represents the partnership between the police department and the Wakefield Public Schools. So just the good work that the lieutenant does every day.
I'd like to take a second to thank the board, Mr. Mayo, for the support. You know, the town of Wakefield has given me everything, my education, my career, friends, family. It's very easy to come into work and think about the town and want to do things for the town because it's given me everything. So I don't take that lightly. And also, as Mr. Glynn had said, it's a trying time, I think, for police in this country and how we're viewed in the public eye. And I can speak for many officers within the department that we feel fully supported by this board, by Mr. Mayo, in many, many aspects. And it's shown every day. When there's something that we feel we need, we always feel that we have the support. And we're always striving. I think community relationships are very important. I'm working with people, whether it's the Department of Public Works, the fire department, the school department. Building relationships is the key. Treating people with mutual respect, whether it's the public or a member of another department. If you don't have those relationships, you can't make things work. So I think that's what we try to do from the top down. And I have great people that I work with. I have a great boss, great coworkers. It's just an easy place to work, and I just appreciate everything, so thank you.
Okay, I think we need the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
as one townie to another, and who also feels like Wakefield has given her a lot. Congratulations. It's a
Thank you.
wonderful day.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Alrighty, thank you.
Yeah. Moving on to agenda item number 4, license permits and approvals. There's a Frolic Road Race on December 5th, 2015, from 12:30 until 3, shutting down Church Street from Main Street to Lake Ave. We need a vote. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Question,
Yes.
Steve, the police department?
Yeah, the police have already met with the requester, they've worked everything out. We will make sure we coordinate well, that's the same day as the holiday stroll, so we'll be coordinated with them as well.
All in favor?
Aye.
The second item, Charlton Orchards Group, liquor license for the farmer's market.
Probably can take all 3
Yeah.
of these.
Altogether.
Oh, yeah, the next 2 are separate votes, but it's not all the same.
So, Wendy, why don't you introduce yourself and the folks you're with, and then we can move on to the farmer's market agenda.
Manager of the Wakefield Farmers Market, and we have Noel Powers? Powell, I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names, I'm emailing and I don't know the last names. Noel Powell from Aranap Cellars, and Debbie Lolo from Down East Cider, and they are 2 new vendors that we hope to have at the farmers market this year. And the reason why I invited them is a number of reasons. First of all, Charlton Orchards is still with us, and they are the ones that have been selling wine products for the past number of years. But there is talk of selling the farm, and I thought that I wanted to make sure that if they do indeed leave us, that we still are able to offer a locally produced product to our customers. I'm also looking to attract a younger demographic. Good wine is open, but cider is hip. And I'll say it, Steve, wicked hip.
Wicked hip.
He pointed out that I was what he placed
I said I was in the
myself
same
as.
genre. Wicked hip, you know, we're old.
I am going, Charlton Orchards, as you know, is here every week during the season. I'm asking that these 2 vendors alternate, so we only have 2 vendors at a time offering an alcohol product. I know I've said in the past, what it is that this is very different from buying wine at a package store. In fact, actually, both of these vendors would love to see their products in our local package stores. Just like in farmland, people go there year-round to get PM salsa because they love it, and they learned about it at the farmers markets at farmland. Farmland still carries Giovanni Gelato, even though they're not at the market anymore, but people still go there to get it. So it works that way. Yeah, and I'm trying to attract a younger demographic. Their cider's really good. I have not yet tried his wine, but I can see by all the public PR I've seen and articles about him as a wine club, it has a very high-quality product. So I think it would be a great addition to the market. Another advantage is I need a farmer's market is fundamentally, the reason why they exist is to build relationships between consumers and farmers, direct relationships, and any other kind of agricultural product. Maple farms, maple syrup is considered an agricultural product. So are wines and ciders made from local, the produce of fruits from local farmers. And to be a farmer's market, you have to have a certain number of farmers, and to get other benefits, you need to have a good ratio of agricultural products to others. So I can't really be adding other vendors that aren't agricultural without counterbalance products to qualify for different kind of grants or whatever. It's just, that's what it's all about. It's about supporting local agriculture in the area. So those are the multiple reasons why I have invited these 2 vendors to join us.
If I could, Madam Chair, for the board, the 3 special liquor licenses for your approval tonight are just for sale at the farmer's market, and they are special. They need to be, what is a farm winery? So, it needs to meet all those criteria. We have the fact paperwork, we have them for all three. And Town Council Mullen has gone over the applications, or the form anyway.
Just, Wendy, great job, and thank you for bringing these folks in tonight. And just my opinion, I don't think this is any competition with a liquor store. I don't think anybody's gonna go to a liquor store looking for these types of products. They go to the farmer's market to socialize, to Saturday morning, and I think it's a great thing for the town. So that's just my feeling on the whole thing. Question on, will people who buy the cider, it's hard cider, I assume?
Yeah.
They'll have to show an ID?
That's correct.
Okay, just
Yeah.
checking. And the managers serving it are all licensed, or, you know?
Tips.
Tips certified? Okay.
Wendy, last year at the farmer's market, what did we have, 2 vendors selling
No,
wines?
just one.
Just one.
Yes, Charlton Orchards, and they've
Okay.
been doing it for.
This year, we're going to have 2,
It will be 3 total, but only 2 at a time.
so they'll take turns?
Exactly.
One will not?
Yes, these 2 vendors are gonna alternate.
Okay.
And on one of the days, July 4th, and maybe another day, I know Charlton will not be here on July 4th, and there's, they usually, the girls have college and stuff starting up in the fall, then they usually come out, and sometimes there might only just be one if Charlton's not here.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
I just think the whole thing is great. Just, we've talked about it in the past, but just, it's so trendy these days and up and coming to be embracing, you know, not alternative foods, but locally
yeah.
grown foods. I mean, I know my family does a lot. We go to the farmer's market
Yes.
and shop, and we eat what we buy, and so I think it's just puts kind of Wakefield ahead of the curve in a really ironic way, right? To go back to old style farming, right? But that's where the world's kind of going back to these days. So I think it's wonderful. I think the fact that you leverage one of the greatest assets in the town, the lake, and the setting is just beautiful, and it's just a real, the whole farmer's market has become just a real valuable asset to the town. Just as Pat said, people's ability to come together as a community, go down there and walk around, walk your dog, say hi to people, and just, it's a great social event. It's, it has become a destination, a lot of people in the town, and that's just, you know, that didn't exist until you did it, so.
Oh, I did not do it.
Well,
The Wakefield Initiative.
I don't want to hear it. You did it. I see you there every day, so. All right.
And then Kelly Stronsky and Mara.
All of you then,
first
all
years.
of you then, but I noticed, I see you there a lot, so.
Well, yeah,
but-
they built it.
But, all right, make it a collective view, but before that, though, we didn't really have this, and it has become a real asset to the town, real important for building in the community, for just, you know, people looking to where to raise their family, where to come to. If you came to town looking at houses on a Saturday morning and drove by the farmer's market, you want to live here. And that's a really, really major impact on the community, and that's happens to be the day a lot of people are looking at houses. So I think it's just wonderful. So thank you very much, and congratulations, and keep bringing vendors in. We'll keep approving them, so,
Okay,
thanks.
well, I'll keep it in moderation.
We need to
Slowly,
expand to
surely.
the other part of the common, you know, the upper common, too, as we talked about. So,
Someday.
another meeting, another day. Great, thanks.
Does anyone have any questions for?
No, I'm planning on going on the Down East tour, though.
Do, please, that's my baby, so.
I did not realize that it was brewed in Boston.
Yeah, so we ferment, we don't brew. But yes, so we're right under the Tobin Bridge, and we do have parking, so.
Awesome.
Awesome.
And all of our tours are free of charge.
Awesome. Great. Okay, I'm going to read all 3. Is there a motion for the Charlton Orchards Group liquor license for the farmer's market? Aranap Cellars, again, liquor license for the market, and Down East Ciders, liquor license for the farmer's
So
market.
moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll be in
And
touch.
thanks for coming. Wendy, did you want to present on the farmer's market contract?
I think I've,
We have that, you've done everything.
yeah, I think we've done. I just want to say it's been, the support from the community has always been great, and that really makes the difference. There's a lot of farmers markets around now. I think we actually started off, we were one of the first, of all the markets the first quarter of those that did allow the wines, we were right in early on the wine, and agricultural, selling. We get voted number 1 or 2 every year in the national, not 1 and 2 in the state, and top 25 in a national contest of favorite farmers markets, which is kind of fun. And but I will say the community is what makes it happen. It's a great community, a lot of support. People come down, and the vendors love this market too. So that's saying a lot too. Like it, and they're happy. It's a good market. So.
Thank you.
I will say I am actually looking for an assistant manager, and
What does that pay?
Mhm.
What does that pay?
it will probably be not as much. It is a paid position.
Oh, is it a paid position? I figured it was a
I
volunteer.
don't know if you
Sorry.
all know that. When it was started, the co-managers rightly said, "We're not doing this for nothing."
Yeah.
And the thing is that if you go and see the studies that not all of them, but in general, the more successful farmers markets do have a paid market manager. It's just it's not a lot, but it's paid. So it gives another level of responsibility, and it makes it so you're not running something by committee, which I know you're a committee, but you know what I mean. You have Steve to focus on this stuff, so I'm the manager that everybody. I'm looking for an assistant manager in hopes of finding, also if I'm sick, to be the market manager for the day, and also I won't be the market manager forever. The Wakefield Climate Action Project Board, Kelly Stronsky and Mara Racamato are both on it, and if
What board is that? Sorry.
the two the original co-managers of the Wakefield Farmers Market, Kelly Stronsky and Mara Racamato, are on the Wakefield Climate Action Project Board. WCAP is the fiscal agent of the Farmers Market. The Farmers Market is one of its projects.
Got it.
And when I come time for me to step off from being the market manager, I will be on that board too. So there'll be 3 former market managers right there to, make sure, keep things, and go for advice and all that. So I'm doing this to really help ensure that the continuity, because.
Makes sense.
Madam
Thank
Chair,
you.
do you need a vote on the
We
contract?
do, yes. Did we have it was moved and seconded.
No.
Oh, was it?
I
Oh,
move-
okay.
I move approval.
Excellent.
Second.
Second, moved by Pat, second by Tiz, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great, thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
See you.
Next item will be presented by Steve Mayo, vacating of the tax judgment at 66 Elm Street.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I had sent the board out a memo on this, and it was in the package. In November of 2013, the town of Wakefield did file a complaint for non-payment of taxes against a property located at 66 Elm Street. Unfortunately, this is an occurrence that happens from time to time when people don't pay their taxes. We do file a complaint, and we actually go out and get a judgment in land court, which we did receive about a year later in December of 2014. When we do receive a final judgment, we don't run in right away and take over the property and start managing it. We want to work with our taxpayers, obviously. And in this case, the owner of the property, or I should say the possessor of the property, has found a buyer. He will be is looking to sell the property or has it under agreement. At the time of sale, he will pay back the town of Wakefield a little over 60, including attorney's fees, so we'll be made whole. In order for him to sell and to give clear title to the property, because the land court did enter a final judgment for the town, I need a vote of the board to vacate the judgment of the land court voted in tax lien foreclosure case 13 TL 147582. That would allow the gentleman to sell the property. We'll get our money, which we're owed rightly, and it can move on, get a new owner in there and stop paying taxes again.
Madam Chairman, I move that we vacate the judgment of the land court voted in tax lien foreclosure case 13 TL 147582.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
One quick question through you,
Yes.
Madam Chairman. Where will that money go? Into what account? Just in
That'll
case
go
people-
back into the general fund.
The general fund,
Yeah.
okay.
It'll be, what it is that the receipts for this fiscal year will be higher, because that wasn't money that we counted on. so.
Right. Thank you.
Next item, I'd like to ask Dan McGrath to come to the table.
Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
Dan's going to present, but I invited Dan to come here today because he is our rec director as this board does know, and he's doing a wonderful job, and he's bringing back, bringing back, because it was there years ago, Movies on the Common, where there'll be a family movie, once a month, I guess, for the summer months, and I'll turn it over to them. I think it's a great, another great venture by him, so.
And
go
it
ahead.
should be pointed out that, Ryan Boyd from WCAT, this was Ryan's baby.
Okay.
And we hopped on, so I want to give kudos to do, so turn it over to Tom.
Thank you, Dan. Yes, this is an idea that came up. We had a brainstorming here at WCAT every so often. We had a board, my board members, we all came up with some ideas, and all of a sudden somebody came up with, why don't we show a movie? Gee, that sounds like a good idea, but this and but that. And then finally, Ryan took the ball and put it together. He got a hold of Dan, and they talked about things, and it just grew from there. Dan, I'm going to steal a little bit of your thunder here, talked to the Savings Bank, Brian McCoolbury and Rachel Callery, and we all had a meeting there, and they thought it was a great idea, and they're going to fund the whole project. I mean, it's just.
That's my bank.
That's your.
They usually say no, that's surprising.
No, they didn't say no, but it was a great meeting. We hammered out the dates and all the particulars, from cleaning up to vendors and all that other stuff. So Dan's been on top of all that, so it's worked out really well. We can't really tell you at this point what the movies are, contractual things like that, but everything is above board. And I'm gonna turn it over to Ryan, because I'm stealing his thunder too, so go ahead.
Sure,
You
thanks.
put it all together.
So what Tom just mentioned about not being able to name the movies, we know what movies are gonna be shown. It's just, they have rules at Swank Motion Pictures, which is where we're licensing the movies from, where on television and in print in the newspaper, you're not supposed to tell the title of the film. When you go to Facebook, you go to social media, you go on a website, we can tell you what it is. You have a flyer, it has all the information, what movie titles are gonna be, but there's to avoid competition with movie theaters, they don't want word getting out through major media outlets type thing.
So WCAT.
Well, yeah, right. Yeah. So they don't want to go on live over the air. So, but we have flyers made out, and there's a website on there you can go to for any ad on it, and all of our Facebook and social media sites will have it as well. But yeah, I mean, it's like Tom said, we have all the dates worked out. And if I could just steal one of these real quick, we're gonna have July 2nd to basically kick off the 4th of July weekend. We're gonna have August 13th and then September 2nd, which is the last week before kids are going back to school. So it'll be kind of the last hurrah for them to come out, hang out in the common for a little bit and watch a movie. And Dan, I think, has been working with vendors or contacting folks to figure out that part of it.
Yeah, we're gonna try and bring in some vendors who are already in the community to come and sell ice cream, sell slush, just make it a family event, really get the community involved. One other thing that I wanted to get the board's thoughts on is, I wanted to put out a notice to the abutters and let them know what we have going on. They're impacted all the time. I grew up across the street from a park, so I'm well aware of things going on in the area and not always knowing about it. So it'd be a good idea if we sent something to the abutters, let them know, here's our 3 dates that we're doing something, just so they're aware.
It's a good idea.
Yep, sounds a good idea, I think.
We'll take care of that.
Okay, excellent.
Fine.
How are you doing the projection and all that? What's the plan
Yeah.
and sound?
It's a
and
great
all
question,
that?
great question. There's a company called Boston Backyard Movies.
Okay.
That we're going through. It's gonna be a 20-foot blow-up screen.
Inflatable? Yeah.
Inflatable screen, HD projector. They bring the speakers that kind of blast out the sound throughout the whole crowd. They have assured me that 2 speakers is enough to get up to, 300 people of, a crowd.
Which way will you project? Do you project,
What's that?
where will the screen be facing?
This-
Will it be facing the lake,
Yeah,
against the gazebo?
Not facing the gazebo, but behind the gazebo.
So behind the gazebo, facing the
where
lake.
Facing the lake, yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
So it'll be, and we kind of scouted the whole area to see where it might be, the best spot might be.
That's good for sound too, it'll blast
Yeah,
across the lake.
yeah, and it's nice flat there, and it's
Yeah.
gonna, I think it's, and it's one thing to mention, it's gonna be free for everybody, there's no charge to, come and enjoy it. Bring a blanket, bring what?
You can bring your
Picnic.
chairs, you can bring chairs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah.
brings their own chairs.
Yeah,
up
yeah,
there.
it gets kinda, you don't want to be sitting on the ground behind somebody in a chair because it might, block your view, but we'll kind of figure out a chair section and a blanket section, I think, so folks can do that.
The beauty of having it behind the gazebo is that it's way up. It's
Yeah.
high.
Yep.
And then the grass kind of goes down like that to the lake, so you're looking up a little bit, so I doubt very much if anybody, unless you have a high chair, but I mean,
Yeah.
who's gonna have that?
Yeah.
Shouldn't be any problem at all.
Plus, it's a great power source.
Pardon me?
Power source
Yes,
right there.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
One I guess caveat of this is that you can't really start till the sun goes down. You got to make sure you can actually see the screen. So 8:30 is the start time we've chosen for these. So for young kids, it might be a little late, but for the little bit older, I think it'll be just fine. And it's summertime, so parents let the kids enjoy it.
People are gonna be bringing something to drink or eat or so have you discussed with the DPW to make sure that there's?
Yeah, I'm working with Rick Stinson on that to make
So
sure that.
the trash
we
and
have
the-
receptacles down there,
Right.
but, yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Pat and Betsy?
Yeah, I just want to congratulate you. We need creative ideas like this and activities for kids in the summertime. This is a great idea. We have the resources, we have, the different outlets. We have the venue. You probably won't find a better venue. The kid, just tell the kids to bring plenty of bug spray. But, that's exactly the kind of summertime activities we need along the lake, so congratulations.
Yeah, we're hoping it takes off too. If people really like it this year, there's no reason why we couldn't add more in the coming years. So.
Betsy, then Paul?
But,
Go ahead, Paul. No, I'll defer to you.
just a quick question, thank you, Betsy. Are we going to give them like an exclusivity of the area so that outside vendors can't come in with those carriages and balloons and like we do for
Yeah, we will.
the Festival Italia?
Great suggestion, we will.
We block those out because we're giving them exclusive to the lower lake, so we don't want them to go down there with the glow sticks and things like that. I mean, if anybody's going to make anything, you want it to all be directed this way, so you want any outside influence coming in.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. That's one of my two comments. I'm an anti-vendor person anyway, as you know.
I read it in the paper.
Yeah, well, if you read in the paper, it's true. My grandmother used to say, it's in the paper, it's true. Anyway, so that answers my question. My second one is this, and Paul, you're on the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
Since we're promoting everything here in town, and I like to keep these outsiders, crashing things, we did this one other time with some event and had
Miscreants.
miscreants, carpetbaggers.
There you go.
And had like goodie bags for them with coupons from stores and restaurants within the community and businesses, which, if they come on July 2nd, let's say, and they get a goodie bag, they're not gonna use it that night, probably. But sometime between July 2nd and August 13th, perhaps they would, and it would, get some action going on downtown. So maybe if.
I can relay that.
I think that would be an
Great idea.
excellent idea.
Great idea.
And by the way, it's nice to see something that isn't cheesy looking. This is very nice looking. I think it's very professional looking.
Ryan did that all up himself.
Well, congrats, because it's nice. It's not some flimsy little, piece of paper. But, yeah, look into those coupons. I think it would be great. See if people are willing to, pony up for the cause. Yeah,
Absolutely.
congrats. I think it would be great.
Yeah.
Excellent. Is there a motion to allow the movies on the common?
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Great job, guys.
Great job.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, if I could have the floor,
Certainly.
again for a minute. I'd just like to talk a little bit about what you might see in front of you here. There's two statues here. This is the Emmys of the Wakefield Community Access Television Station. They're called Telly Awards, and they're given to people, documentaries that have been made throughout the country. As a matter of fact, we entered in a couple of documentaries that we did. One of them, believe it or not, you heard a little bit about tonight. It was called The Hogan Experience, where Kelly Tobine takes her service dog to Hogan's, and the clients there who are severely disabled, some of them are non-speaking, just light up totally when this dog comes in. Some of you have seen the video. Well, that idea came from Chief Smith. He approached me about a year or so ago, and we decided to look into it, and it got sidetracked or something, then all of a sudden it came together, and then Ryan worked on it and put it all together. So I said, well, this is something we should see if we can get an award for it. So we entered it into the Telly Award organization. Telly Award is there's 12,000 entries from 50 states and 5 communities, where only 18 to 20% people received the bronze, and 7 to 10% received a silver, which is the highest level. So we came in the category in 2 documentaries from it. The Hogan Experience, which the chief can, would you like to say anything? I mean, did I say enough? I've said enough. He comes up with some really great ideas. Now, Kelly Tobine, is just an amazing woman, and to see her out of uniform and in that set, it's just really wonderful to see that. You know, again, Wakefield has a lot of talent, and hopefully, you know, a lot of this will start to come together. And that's kind of one of the plans I have, is to get Wakefield on the map a little bit more with what we have here with the media. Okay. So that's one award that we received. The second award, and I'll have Scott drop in here for a few seconds. And Scott did another documentary. It's called Pedro's Judo Leadership Through Judo. Now, we all know, I mean, if you don't, but we do have Pedro's Judo dojo here in Wakefield. And if some of you don't know, but some of you do, he, about 3 years ago, in the Summer Olympics, one of his clients, dojo, what do you call it?
One of his students.
Students, thank you. Won a gold medal. And here we are in Wakefield again, you know. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Scott Curlin, and he can give you a quick summarize.
So this is actually, we won for the first part of a 3-part documentary series. And the first part was about the staff of Pedro's Judo, which is Jimmy, his head instructor, Riley, and then how he trained a bunch of 15-year-olds to be students and be good leaders for the children. And basically, these are kids who, half of them in the documentary decide that they're going to be teachers, and one of them, actually 2 of them, decide that they're going to be Olympians, and they have started a contract with Jimmy, which for the next couple of years, 12 years of their life, they're going to train for 13 hours a day, pretty much, and make it to the Olympics. So yeah, that's the first part, and as Tom mentioned, Kayla Harrison won the gold, and she's going to be the focus of our 3rd documentary. The first 2 have aired, and one of them actually won.
And that's our second Telly Award. So we do a lot of documentaries here, and all of a sudden it came, well, why don't we see where we can go with this? And it, once again, bringing Wakefield to the country. So we're looking forward to doing some more of it, and we'll be seeing you at the Festival by the Lake, the Relay for Life, the 4th of July parade, so we'll be all around.
Excellent. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Great job.
Yeah, hey, nice job, guys. And for those people watching on TV, I picked those up, and you ever see people get an Emmy or an Oscar, and they say, geez, these are heavy. Those are heavy. Those are the real deal. So, congratulations, you guys. If the weight of you definitely accomplished it. So, no, but hey, we're always proud of you guys. You do a great job. You're always coming up with creative ideas and looking for ways to, get the message out to the town. So, kudos to you guys doing yeoman's work and representing us well. So, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Parting comments. Town council.
I just wanted to address a question that I think Betsy raised earlier. When we sell town-owned land that had been something like a school or had been put to some other municipal purpose, the proceeds go into a special fund that we use to defray bonded indebtedness. But when we sell tax title land, we're basically just getting back the taxes that weren't paid and should have been. So that goes into the general fund and can be applied to any purpose.
Town administrator.
I just want to say that I really loved now Deputy Chief Calabresi's comments that the town of Wakefield has given me everything, and I think there are a lot of us townies that feel that way. That was it.
All right. Paul.
Madam Chair, I would like to just bring one issue up that, because we received multiple emails, the entire board. I know that Pat and Betsy spoke with the woman directly, Deborah Fox, regarding,
I just emailed her.
you just emailed her? Okay, so the two have been in contact according to her last email. Is there going to be something coming from Lieutenant Scory as far as a recommendation for this board to act on?
I can answer that, Madam Chair. That has already been taken care of on June 2nd, I believe. The Traffic Advisory Committee met. There was no board action needed.
Okay.
That they have, Lieutenant Scory has already reached out to the party. The fog line, road line is gonna be, repainted or painted better, and where most of the areas there was a overhang, the one area that has been an issue, the police are working with the business owner.
Okay, so our action from our last meeting then covered everything that was of her concern?
Yes,
Okay.
as far as I'm concerned, the traffic advisory meeting.
Yes, okay, nope, that was it, thank you.
Brian?
I'm good this evening, thanks.
Phyllis?
Nothing tonight.
Okay.
Yeah,
Pat.
just quickly, I want to congratulate Dr. Zreik on his appointment to receiver for the town of Holyoke. I will miss him. He was a good friend. He did a great job for this community. In a lot of instances, you might be upset that someone has such a short stint at such an important position, but he put his heart and soul into it. He did a great job, and I'll miss him both as a professional and as a friend. He did a great job. And I congratulate the school committee on appointing, and as a citizen and as a parent of 3 children that went through the schools, I hope Kim Smith is appointed as the next superintendent. Nothing, thank you.
Two things. First of all, please don't forget the food pantry. I know the kids are going on vacation in about 3 weeks, but hunger does not take a vacation, and you'll have other things planned. And it's not just the school moms that bring things down there, but I would hope everyone in the community would remember the food pantry. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I had a second thing, but I'm not gonna discuss it.
I'm gonna say something. Just very briefly, I also saw the many correspondence, but I've kind of made it a habit that will reply when I think someone is treating me so when someone ends an email, shame on you all in capitals, I'm not replying. I understood what you said, I forwarded the information on, but
That was the second community. First time, I don't think she said it to us.
No.
Second time she did.
Yeah, so,
What are you referring to?
the information was placed with the people that could take care of it, absolutely, I would never not do that, but, I don't know, into civility. So, with that said, do we have a motion for adjournment?
So move, Madam Chairman.
Second.
All in favor?
Chairwoman.
Aye.
Aye.
What's the last one? What was that?